Hi Libra, welcome to Spiritualista. This is your weekly energy forecast from the 13th until the 19th of October. And this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with everyone. But however, if you like a personalized deep dive reading, the link to my Etsy shop is below. And now Libra, let's see what the universe has in store for you guys this week. So please tap me into Libra's energy from the 13th until the 19th of October. Highest possible source, please tap into Libra's energy, 13th until the 19th of October. Let's see here. Okay, we have something coming out. Four of Swords. All right, so your present moment is rest, right? So you're in a little bit of stillness there. Not bad, it's good. That's what you need right now. So let's see your crossing or your challenge for this week. That is going to be the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And then at the top of your mind and your crowning, we do have the Five of Wands there. So, I'm already getting the feeling like it could be for some of you that you are perhaps at a new job and you're in conflict with your colleagues. Or maybe that you are in your old job, but there are new colleagues coming in. There's like a fresh career start sort of energy. Like if it's the Ace of Pentacles, basically. That's just a new start when it comes to your finances, starting something like launching a business, or just changing positions. Maybe you got promoted. People are not really liking that. There's some jealousy, there's some competition, and that's coming in here from something that you're very much aware of, which is the Five of Wands there and your mind position. So that's the conflict card. So yeah, I'm spoiling the whole reading. I'm trying not to do that. It's exciting. So, but let's see the rest. Okay, so we have 3 cards so far. Ooh, we've seen this a lot for Libras. Okay, so this is the Nine of Swords. It's anxiety. It's the anxiety card of you're not being able to get rest, right? You're sleeping, but you're having maybe nightmares, or you're just waking up in the middle of the night. You have a lot of concerns, overthinking, catastrophic thinking. And this could be why your present moment is all about that Four of Swords energy there, where you are needing to rest, but it feels like every time you try to do so, your mind sort of kicks in. Okay, so we have the Moon there in your recent past, and in your near future, we have Temperance. All right. And so let's see here. We have the Six of Pentacles here as your suggested approach or advice from the universe. And then we have your, I was going to say hopes and fears. Why am I mixing them up today? There's something wrong. No, we have your surrounding energies here with the Wheel of Fortune. One of my favorite cards, this one. I love the Wheel of Fortune. I might add it to the thumbnail actually. And then we have your surrounding, oh my God, no. Then we have your hopes and fears. What's wrong with me? Surrounding energies, the Wheel of Fortune, your hopes and fears is the King of Cups. Okay, and now your potential future with the King of Wands. All right, and let's see the bottom of the deck here. 3 of Wands. Okay, Libra, so yes, let's get right into it. So right now you're needing rest. That's the first thing. First things first. And that's what your soul wants you to do. Just take a little pause, Libra. And just pull back your energy this week to let your mind, to let your body just sort of recharge here. That's what you need. Because it feels like you've been going through a lot of stress. And lots of decision-making energy here. So now it's time for you this week to just take a step back from that, right? And just give yourself a little bit of like a mental spa situation where you just like take those little pockets of time every day to just breathe, right? Have a bath if you have a bathtub, just walk in nature, just chill, just hang out with yourself, just make your little self like a cup of tea every night. Just have a little ritual for yourself. You're just chilling. It's like it needs to be a chill week for you here. And then you're challenged by the Ace of Pentacles. So that's a new opportunity for you. Usually work related, like you see, usually like a finance card, right? But yeah, definitely something that's going to be creating some stability for you here. And it does feel quite urgent. I'm going to say that it does feel like it requires your attention like now. And that's the tension here, because you're needing this rest. You're definitely needing this rest. But there's something new here as well that's sort of wanting to sprout, right? like I always do these like plant analogies because I'm really into plants, but like imagine, so how it works, like you need to let the ground rest, right, and recover from your last harvest. You can't just use that, like I usually do that every year, and then I compost the soil so that I can just get back, like I put the leaves back in, and then it can nurture, and I can sit there all winter, and then I reuse that next year. This to me feels almost like you're taking that soil that you just used for planting that has already been consumed, there's no nutrition in that, and then you like replant a seed into that, right? That's what it feels like. And you need to recover before you start planting seeds. That's what I'm saying here. So your lesson here is going to be about balance this week, because there is something here, like there is something happening that is like a new beginning energy for you, but it doesn't mean that you have to rush, even though it is a little bit urgent. Like you, like at the same time, Spirit is telling you that you need to gather your energy first, right? So that when you do actually invest in this Ace of Pentacles energy, then you can give it like a better, like a more steady focus, right? It deserves that, but at the same time, you won't be able to give it that if you are sort of, yeah, uncharged right now, which is what you feel like. So make sure to do that. Even if it's like you have to balance both, you can still do this project here, but at the same time, make sure to have your little self-care ritual so that you can ground back into yourself, like get 8 hours of sleep, you know, just take care of yourself. And that's the balance this week, right? And then we have the Five of Wands there, your crown. So, oh, wow, like that's conflict. So there's some competition energy going on right now here. It could be that you're disagreeing with other people, right? And could also be internal. I'm getting that too. The way you have this feeling, you're like being pulled in just different directions here. And yeah, it's like there's so much noise happening. Like it feels to me like, you know, like when everybody's just talking all over each other and you can't really discern what anyone is saying. It's that type of energy here. And yeah, you have to be able to just like sort of hear your own voice in the middle of all that noise. That's what, yeah, it feels like it's happening here. And with the Nine of Swords too, like underneath everything, like there is so much stress going on for you. Like there's so much worry going on. So yeah, something's been like weighing really heavily on your mind here, just fueling this anxiety and these fears about the future for you. So yeah, I mean, we've seen a bunch of towers for you throughout summer, so it could still be residual of that, right? Where you're just sort of replaying worst case scenarios in your head, right? When you really, really, really just need to rest and just like let go of that, at least temporarily, so that you can get some rest. At least try to here. But definitely you're moving through a lot of tension right now, and it's bubbling up, like it's coming up to the surface into this outer conflict here. It's creating this restlessness. So it's no wonder that we have the Four of Swords here in your presence, because your whole system is just like, it's just asking for quiet, right? It's just, you need that healing. You need that healing space, right? So you don't get stuck in this loop here, this worry here. It feels to me like it's a very nerdy analogy, unless you're into computers. But like when you have a computer that has a really, really, really bad processing speed, and then you're using that for playing a super heavy video game, right? Or using, like in my case, an editing software for long videos, and you don't clear out the cache. I just used this analogy in another video because it happened to me literally last night, and I didn't clear the cache, and then it was just so excruciatingly slow. You feel like that computer a little bit. You feel like you need to clear your cache. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so we have the recent past with the moon here. So you've been navigating some uncertainty here. Like it's yeah, it's like that element of just mystery, right? The moon. It's a little bit of projection, right? It's, yeah, you've been having situations around you doing that where you're not really sure what's real, right? And what you've imagined here. So feels like you've been walking a little bit through shadows here. It's that energy. And you've been having to trust your instinct here. And also dealing a little bit with just mixed signals from someone. And just leading up to a lot of just unanswered questions for you here. And we have Temperance in the near future. So that's a much calmer energy. That's good. That's offering you balance. That's offering you just healing, right? Which you very much need right now. So where this card with the moon was just like stirring up a lot of confusion for you, Temperance here is going to bring that integration that you need. So it's about blending those opposites here and just finding that harmony. And yeah, it's going to be a slow week, right? Where you have to really take things one step at a time here. That's important for you. So this is like the slow and steady wins the race or the game, you know, that saying. It's that sort of energy this week for you, where you're going to have a lot of patience. You're going to have a lot of moderation. And that's the thing that's going to lead you to some clarity after this situation here. So you're going to be moving into that balance. So that's good, right? Whatever feels really unclear right now or have been feeling unclear in the past is going to be giving way for a more grounded energy. That's like a better, like a steady flow where you can just, you could just finally breathe again. So that's good. That's good. And then we have suggested approach. So 6 of Pentacles. Right? 6 of Pentacles is, yeah, it's asking you again to just focus on balance, right? But this, like in this case with this card, it's more like balancing giving and receiving, right? Where likely you are in a situation where you are, I'm gonna say, like you're a little bit overextending yourself, which is probably also why you're a little bit burnt out here. So where in your life can you allow support to start flowing back in, right? This is your reminder that you need to do that, and that in order to reach balance and harmony, you're going to have to move the energy both ways, right? And generosity is going to work best for you when it's, yeah, reciprocated here. So feels very much important. Could be about a connection too, or you need to challenge yourself and really consider if it's worth it, if it's not, if it's someone that is only taking from you and not giving anything back here. Could be that. And we have a surrounding energy. So the Wheel of Fortune around you. So big shifts are already in motion for you here. And with this card, like it's just the thing, like it's beyond our control when it happens, right? And it's okay. Like that's the thing. The wheel is gonna turn. It does turn, right? And right now you're just being carried into a new phase here. So your role with this card here is just to stay very flexible, right? And let the cycle spin you forward here. Even if you don't know exactly where it's going to land, you have to be able to do that. And yeah, again, have grace and have patience with that. Hopes and fears, the King of Cups. So you want wisdom. You want to feel emotionally stable here. And this could be with yourself. I'm getting that. It could be that you need to develop some self-compassion here, right? And that in turn is going to echo out to someone close to you. But at the same time, I do feel that you have been quite selfless lately. So you do need to take a little bit of that back into yourself, right? And you sort of, I'm sensing that you are in this like sort of fear that your feelings are going to overwhelm you if you choose to look at them, right? And that you won't be mature enough to be able to handle that level of vulnerability that you're actually craving with this card. So that's the fear here, where you have to challenge that as well. And you don't have to just unleash Pandora's box, like look at everything all at once, right? But one little emotion at a time. Just start maybe journaling, you know, doing some work with yourself where you write something down every day that has been a challenge for you, and then ask yourself why that has been a challenge, and just start gradually unearthing what it is that has been on your mind, and especially on like in your heart, right? It's, even if it's a little bit scary to do that, and you're gonna have the maturity to do that, but maybe it's something that has to be a little bit cultivated here rather than just like a drastic change overnight. And we have the King of Wands, a double king in your potential future. So it's about you stepping into leadership. I do feel like a little deja vu feeling saying this because it feels like it has been coming up a lot for you. I'm not feeling that you're being very confident in that part of yourself where you are being a leader here. So the future is just asking you to just take more initiative, right? And trust that you can guide your own life where you want it to go. So I know you're having lots of doubt here, right? And you're feeling restless with this, but this is an empowering card for you. But you have to step into that power yourself. And you have to know that you're capable of being in this energy. So that's something you have to train on as well. Because It's important. Like I said, it's been coming up. And we have the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So underneath everything, the bigger theme here is expansion, right? And so it's going to be like a planning week for you, where you're going to be seeing what's possible beyond your current level of comfort, right? Your current comfort zone here. So the groundwork that you've been laying here is going to be preparing you to step into something larger here. And this is why it's going to be important both to trust the wheel because it's leading up to this, but also to incorporate this double king energy here with looking at your emotions, but also looking into your power here and how you can handle that and how you can be a good leader, but you just sometimes it requires a little bit of effort and like, you need to train on that. So feels like a week where you're going to be going from a lot of confusion into balance, so that's good, right? And there's still this residual worry here that you're feeling and this uncertainty here. And right now, like what you need to do, like your work is going to be to just pause and rest. So you're not going to work, like it's a rest week, remember that, right? Even while we have these like new beginnings lining up for you here, and even though you have this conflict here and on your mind happening, you need to integrate, right? Your future is all about that. It's all about integrating. It's all about having patience here. So your guidance is going to be to just focus on balance this week, right? However that manifests for you, whether it's in a relationship or if it's just like general energy exchange you're having with people. And to remember that fate is at play. Fate is moving its pieces around for you here with the Wheel of Fortune, right? So just be willing to look into your emotions. That's how you're going to develop your wisdom. Be willing to have confidence in yourself. And as you do that, you're going to unlock something here with Three of Wands that's going to be something that's making you grow, right? And expand. So it's a week that's, it's preparing you for your next stage of the journey here. So it's about shifting from this anxiety here into a more empowered state for you through this rest, right? And through balancing this energy here. And that's all I have for you today, Libra. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this reading resonated, and if so, please make sure to give it a like and let me know in the comments below which part resonated the most with you. And also, if you like my channel and you enjoy my content, please don't forget to subscribe for your weekly energy forecasts. Okay, bye!